And Barcelona beats Como 5-0. A game which on paper looked a bit tricky, you know what I mean? A bit dangerous, you know. Como got some nice little talented young players. They've got a nice young talented manager in Cesc. You know what I mean? This game could have been a game which Como could have showed the whole world. Hey, look at us, you know what I mean? Last season we finished top 10. This season we're trying to finish in the European spots. Look what we're gonna do. Hey, that lasted 10 minutes because after the first 10 minutes, well, Como actually were pretty decent. Barcelona, boom, gone blazing. 1, 2, 5, fam. 5. Uno, dos, tres. Cuatro, cinco. 5. But listen, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the first half. Let's talk about the second half. Let's talk about the players that impressed and the players who had some howlers. And yeah, man, let's talk about the last Barcelona preseason game. Before we go any further, don't forget to like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. The road to 100K. We are 14,000 subscribers away, which is crazy, by the way. And of course, comment your own thoughts about the game and what you made out from the game itself. So, Barcelona, in the last ever game, played with a lineup of Juan Garcia, Bode, Kubasi, Araujo, Eric Garcia, Pedri, Frankie, Rafinha, Fermin, Lamine, and Rashford. The biggest changes and the biggest highlight of the lineup is, of course, Rashford playing up front, which meant there was no Lewa because Lewa was out with an injury for about 3 weeks. No Dani Olmo, he's out as well. And of course, Inigo Martinez was sold. This was the first game that Barca played without Inigo Martinez. And Araujo is now the club capitan. He got the captaincy after, of course, Ter Stegen. They basically told Ter Stegen to call it a day, fam. But after, like I said earlier, after the first 10 to 15 minutes of Como basically expressing themselves very good, progressing from deep, and showing some nice little link up. The final touch was missing. The final pass was missing. They had 2 chances where they could have scored, which went wide. And I thought, you know what? Como actually is coming in to play, fam. Them men are coming in to actually showcase, you know what? Them men are really that entertaining. The hype about them last season wasn't a fluke. But after that, after the first 17th, 18th minute, Barcelona took control of the whole game and they basically ran with it, especially in that first half. It started with Fermin, his first goal, with a bad mistake from the defender. I think it was my man. Either my man or my man. Bad mistake. Fermin took it, left foot finish, 1-0 Barcelona. His left, it was a decent finish, but the second goal that he scored, mamma mia. And Barcelona, from that goal, when they scored the first goal, you could see Barcelona now getting into that gear, getting ready for the start of the season. But from the 30th minute onwards, the last 15 minutes of the game, Como could barely beat the press and could barely pass the ball in their own, like in Barcelona's half. They could barely get to the halfway line because Barcelona were pretty much on them with numbers. And boom, the second goal by Fermin Lopez. Lamine Yamal tries in between a couple of defenders, gets taken away, gets intercepted, and then Fermin outside the box, the ball gets to him from, I think, Frankie. And look at the finish. Look at where he just managed to place it, fam. That is Olympics Fermin right there. What a great finish, by the way. That's a top finish. And then it continued minutes after that. Couple link up between Fermin and Rashford squares it to Rafinha to make it 3-0. And then you had, of course, Lamine Yamal, who made it 4-0 with a pass from Rafinha, and the 5th goal in the second half with the finish. The second half wasn't really that much entertaining. It was Barcelona basically, I think, maintaining their fitness levels and just playing a couple more minutes before being taken out. And I think Hansi Flick, that was his intention. He didn't want to go into second gear, third gear, fourth gear. He was basically telling the players, you know, we'll just chill, take a breather, just pass it amongst you guys. Don't take too many risks because the season is about to start next week. And the second half wasn't really that entertaining. But as a whole, Barcelona played crazy, bro. Specifically within that first half and the last basically 30 minutes of the first half and the first 15 minutes of the second half, it was primetime Barcelona. I think the biggest takeaways from the game itself was, of course, no Inigo Martinez, which means for Barcelona next game, you're going to play with Arujo and Kubasi. As a Madrid fan, alhamdulillah, I'm looking forward to see whether Arujo can hack it in this Hansi Flick system. I don't think he can. Give it a couple months, Barcelona might be looking at a new centre-back. And I'm kind of happy they kept a clean sheet. Again, I'm not trying to hate. This is just me being real with you guys. He might have a decent game. He might have some couple passes there and there, but it's Como. At the end of the day, it's Como. Let me see how he's going to do in the Champions League and when the league starts. I'm just saying, let's see if Arujo's going to be a starter come October, come November, come December. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm excited that he is going to be starting because I know for a fact he's going to fumble at one point this season. It happened 2 years ago. It happened last season. And it's bound to happen this season. Another takeaway was, of course, Fermin, who's continuing his good preseason form, which means, is he going to be starting for Barcelona in the first game of the season on Saturday? I believe they're playing. Saturday or Sunday? I think they're playing on Saturday. I think they're playing next Saturday. With Olmo being out, and there was rumors about Fermin leaving Barcelona, I never actually believed it. I thought he would always stay. And of course, here he is, scoring 2 great goals, pressing the link up. Even to be fair, the 5th goal that Lamine scored, it came from a nice little pass from Fermin. I think Fermin will be a massive player for Barcelona next season if he's been trusted. And I think Hansi Flick trusts him massively. Rafinha basically said, you know what, the Dinho gimmick is not working. Let me just go back to what I was last year with the braids, and he's back on the goal on the goal scoring thing. Rashford assisted, but had a bad miss, fam. Him and Ferran Torres, I think, went stroke for stroke for the bad misses they had. Like Rashford, you know what? Which miss is actually worse? Because I had people in my watch-along say Ferran's miss was worse, which I don't think so. Rashford miss, he went past the goalkeeper, and yes, I know there was 2 defenders trying to on the goal line, but fam, the left-hand side was wide open. There was no press, by the way. It's not like anyone pressured him, and it's not like the pass got to him. It was a quick pass. He had the ball. He had the ball. That is I don't care if it's his weak foot. A professional footballer in that position should be scoring. However, Ferran's one was a quick cross that came to him, and he took it with the wrong foot. He should have waited for it. He should have positioned himself, and the cross was kind of behind him as well. So he had to take it. He took it with his wrong foot. It looks bad on camera because the angle, of course, but if you actually deep it, it's more difficult to score that than Rashford's one. Rashford is a much worse. I don't know why people said Ferran had a worse miss. It isn't. But them 2 went basically stroke for stroke on the bad misses. And of course, the last is Rashford, who's going to be starting next Saturday for Barcelona. Is it going to be Rashford or is it going to be Ferran Torres? Ferran Torres, if he starts, he's going to be the lone striker, whereas Rashford is going to be rotating, which we saw today with Rafinha. Them men are just rotating between themselves, and I don't think Rashford is a traditional 9. You know what I mean? Like he's not going to press because he barely pressed in the first half, and his movement as a striker is not it. Like if you man expected Rashford to be a striker, his link up is better than Ferran, of course, but he's not going to be the one moving as a poacher. That's not him. That's not his bag. But one thing I can say, 2 players who are ready. Frankie is ready for next season. And Lamine Yamal is ready for next season. Lamine Yamal is based... You know what? I think my biggest observation with Lamine Yamal in this preseason, as the preseason is not done, my biggest observation with Lamine Yamal is that he's taking so many risks in the sense of he's shooting a lot more. His volume is high. He's generating his own shot. And I think he's mastered. Last season, he did a lot of curls. You know what I mean? The curl out to the far post. This season, so far in the preseason, whenever he cuts inside, he goes for the near post a lot, which he did a couple times today. Of course, the goal that he scored was the far post. He's taken a lot of shots. Like I'm curious to find out, out of all the preseason games that he's had, how many shots he averages per game. Yeah, I think it must be 4 or 5 per game, which means is way more compared to last year. He did come out last year and said that next year I want to get more goals, which means I think he's made it a priority for him. How many goals did he score last season? So last season he scored 18 goals and 21 assists. That's a mad season, fam. Damn. I reckon I would not be surprised if Lamine gets 30 goals next season. Because I think, brother, this is 18 on games that he wasn't even looking for his shot. This Donny now is looking for a shot every single game. Like this Donny, he wants to score. He is looking for a goal, which means it's gonna be way more next season. Which means if last season was scary, next season Lamine Yamal is gonna be even more scary because he's actually looking to score. Which means he's now got a purpose. He's got intent. You kind of witnessed it towards the end of last season, but now he's made it a priority for the whole season. So if he's got 18 goals, next season is going to be 13 goals minimum. His assist numbers is going to be high, it's going to be low, depending on how he's always going to create. Even if he's looking for his goal, he's going to create. He's going to look for his pass. Today, he had about 2 key passes today, I think. He made about 2 chances, which I saw. Wait, that's no... Okay, anyway. I think I saw him create 2 chances. But all I'm saying, I think he's going to be looking for minimum 25 to 30 goals next season across all competitions. He wants to score, which next season is going to be scary. But, like I said, put down in the comments what you guys made of Barcelona's last preseason game. I will be doing my La Liga prediction video. That is going to be coming out on Wednesday after Real Madrid plays their last preseason game. We're playing on Tuesday in Austria. So on Wednesday is going to be my La Liga prediction video where I'm going to be predicting the top 4 and other categories as well. But let's see if you guys can agree or disagree with that video. But like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you soon tomorrow with a video of every player to watch out for from every club in La Liga.